Welcome, Dean Kenny here. Now, I am a massive VR fan and also at the same time a massive nitpicky perfectionist. And I spend more time changing settings, changing this, changing that, just to get it that bit better until I actually play the game properly. Anyway, I finally got an actual decent setting from this game finally that provides me with decent visuals versus performance and FPS. Now, um, there is a caveat to that though. We will be having to lock on ASW, asynchronous time warp, but the negatives you get from that are far outweighed from the positives of how this game finally looks now, especially with one setting that I changed that was used to be grayed out, and I finally changed it and everything changed. Anyway, let me show you. So obviously I can't show you that I can't move that setting because I'm not in VR, because I can't actually show you it VR because it doesn't come up on the monitor, the menu. It only shows in a VR headset. I'm sure if you've got the game in VR, you know that. Anyway, so the first thing I'm gonna get out of the way is I kind of went backwards rather than turning things up and seeing how far I could take it. I maxed it out and then turned it down to an acceptable level. So what I did was just basically I got myself on a full grid at Spa, and then what I did was I messed around with all the settings until my GPU was around 80%. Um, Obviously, give 20% leeway for more demanding areas of the game, which I finally succeeded with, and I'm extremely happy. So, like I said, first one I want to get out of the way is these main settings. Um, what I did is obviously I put them up to the highest they could be. So I just whacked them all up to epic, very high or whatever. And then I went in and no good. They'll come out. I turned it all down to low, and exactly the same. There was no more than I'd say 2% usage on my GPU going from low to epic. This is why I have all this on high. Uh, just so I can get some good detail of the game. It literally didn't change the stress on the GPU that much. What does change the stress the most is the super sampling, the big pixel density, etc., etc. So anyway, everybody's going to have slightly different systems. It's all going to look different to everybody. So what works for me might not work for you. But I was so happy with this. I just wanted to share it with you guys. So now you do not, and I repeat, do not turn the resolution scale up. Please leave that at 100%. I will explain later. I know it sounds contradictory at the moment, but if you don't know this already, the VR pixel density, if you don't know this already, you're in for a massive, pleasant shock. Anyway, so here we go. Basically, high. Put it on temporal. It's really simple. I don't have to go through them one by one. It's high. Mirror view distance. I mean, you can turn that up if you've got the room for it. I have it at 20 meters. I only really need to be worried when cars are directly behind me. Mirror quality again, low is good enough for me to see that the cars are there. I'm mostly looking in front of me anyway. Opponent's visibility. Again, that you can change that to what you want. But apart from those on low, everything else on high. Even try on epic actually, if you want. So this is what I'm coming to now. So what happens in VR if you turn this up, okay, even to 102%, this here, this will grey out. This pixel density option will grey out, and you won't be able to do anything. Now, What you want to do is leave this at 100, or if you've got it turned up, please turn it down to 100. Okay, and then go to VR pixel density. This will now be an available option. And first off, start it at 150%. I can actually run it at 150 quite successfully, but there's a bit here and there at the start of a race where it's a bit laggy. It's actually playable, because you're only at the start of the race for the first corner, and then you're away and it's all smooth. But I have it around 130. 130. Some tracks I turn it up to 140, but 130 is a nice little spot. Now, if you haven't done this already, please be in for a pleasant shock. When you put that headset on, when I first did it and I looked into my headset, I couldn't believe it was still a Rift S. I thought I'd jumped ahead 5 years and got one of the new headsets with 4K resolution or something. It was incredible. Anyway, let's move on to the next bit. Materials high. You don't need this turned on in VR. Again, it's subjective. Enable it, have a look, disable it. Didn't notice anything myself. Bloom quality. Again, this is subjective. I like bloom. I love bloom, actually. I have it on high. I like volumetric fog. It's extremely immersive. I have it on mid. Foliage LOD. Again, it's immersive. The foliage high. Cars, definitely. If I can get away with it, I don't want to turn that down, and I won't. Disable. Now, where's the sharpen filter? The sharpness. This is interesting. When I turn this up to 300, it's like, what's that game? Can't remember it. It's like a mix between real life and a cartoon. It's quite fun, actually. I leave it at just around the middle. It seems to look decent there. If you go up to 300, like the outlines of everything look like they've drawn with a thick pencils. Quite fun. Camera dirt effect 3, image contrast, etc. That's all subjective. All this is subjective stuff. That's to each person's taste. Now, here comes the next. I was going to say secret, but it's not actually a secret. So, once all that is done, what you want to do on your Oculus Rift, and it works on the Rift and the Rift S, is you want to go to let me think. Where is it? Oh, I know, it's on my desktop, isn't it? So you want to go to so you want to run Oculus Debug tool. Okay. Now it's located in your support folder. In the main Oculus file, so your disk, program files, Oculus, support, and then support Oculus Diagnostics. You want to go into Diagnostics, and here you'll find the Oculus Debug tool. What you want to do is open this up. Now, here's the super sampling. 1.4, 1.5, etc. Now, I don't touch that. This is how good this pixel density option is in competizione ACC. Is that I can just leave this on normal super sampling. But what you want to do is go to see asynchronous space warp here. Is you want to click it and you want to force 45 FPS ASW enabled. That's important. You must make sure it's enabled. What that's going to do is going to halve the frame rate, but it's going to fill in a frame using the space warp, its own technology, to give you the effect of 90 frames per second. Now there are some side effects to this, like there's a slight ghosting on cars if they move fast across the screen. But once you're in the heat of a race, doing 170 miles an hour down the straight, you really start to forget about it. If you have overcast weather, you actually don't notice it at all. If that's it, that's a little tip. If you do a quick races, overcast weather is the best. You don't notice it at all. But anyway, it's a very, very small price to pay for the performance I am now getting from this game. I am actually enjoying this game now. endurance races. I did a 3-hour endurance race the other night. Didn't come out the headset once. I spent the whole 3 hours in my headset and did a 3-hour endurance race at Catalunya. It was fantastic. So that's basically it. That's my settings, how I've set it up. I have a Ryzen 2700X and a GTX 1080 with 16 gigabytes of RAM. My GTX 1080 is slightly overclocked, but nothing nothing to write home about. If you have a 2080 or a 20 series card, maybe push it a little bit further, 140 VR pixel density, 150 VR pixel density, even maybe even further. I don't know. I don't have that card. I can't tell you. But with the GTX 1080, what I've just shown you is absolutely fantastic. Please give it a try and let me know in the comments how you got on. I'm very much looking forward. And also, if you have found out anything yourself, or which really worked for you, again, please let us know in the comments. Because I've spent so long now moving things about, changing this, changing that, moving this up a bit, moving that down a bit. The thing is, the whole time I've always had the super sampling turned on, which is resolution scale. I've always had it, 130, 140, whatever. I've always had that turned up because every VR game I've played in the past, that's the only thing that makes it better. So I refused to move that down. But once I did it was the game breaker for me. This game has now gone from, oh, do I want to play it? Oh, I'll just play normal Asetto Corsa 2. I can't wait to get home and play this game now. It's awesome. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and I hope that this helps you. Don't forget, click like and all the subscribe, all that good stuff. I don't usually say that in my videos. I feel young saying that now. Yeah, for any more motoring content, Asetto Corsa content, etc., Formula One. Yeah, hope this helps you. See you again soon. Thank you. Dean Kenny, over and out.